Alright folks, back again with another train pack, another thing to open and review, something pretty for you all to look at, something that I probably don't need but I bought anyway. It's usually the case with model railways. But it's an interesting opportunity for me to talk about train packs, and you know, one of the most prolific sellers of train packs is Hornby, but it's an opportunity for people to get a good deal and definitely get some rolling stock that they probably would like. So today we've got this beauty. Hornby's Belmond British Pullman train pack with the re-liveried 6721 in very nice and smart Pullman livery, and of course 3 steel-sided Pullmans with the white roof, which funnily enough the white roof Pullmans are actually some of the hardest ones to track down. It's ridiculous, but either way, you've got a train pack now with matching locomotive and the ESOE stock. You know, one of the desires I have with layouts is trying to build consists, but for some people that's not always realistic, and it's definitely not always realistic for me. But the Pullman's just a nice piece of eye candy, and it definitely gets reactions if you've got them. I mean, the Pullman coaches themselves are actually among Hornby's best ever made coaches, but the earlier versions that I have, like the Matchbox ones, you know, they're prone to a bit of an issue, but I'm hoping, and I'm being well informed, that they have improved that since then, that things are improved. So let's crack it open and have a look. So it's upside down, so that's a problem. First thing to note straight away is that Hornby has ditched the polystyrene, polyurethane packaging, which I'm in favour of. If anyone remembers them, you know, you used to get these kind of coaches and locomotives in these packages, and they were just so tightly fit. If you tried pulling them out, you'd ruin some detail. In this particular instance, you just lift it out, remove the plastic coat, and you can see, look at the difference in the colour of the roof. So that's like neon white almost. It's ridiculous compared to the other ones that I've got, which are almost like an off-white. So that's going to look a bit funny running around with the rest of the rake. But what else have we got? Nice little detailing pack for each coach. Hornby gives you these close coupling things. You know, these are the Roco auto couplers for those of you that don't know, and while I like them, the thing about Pullman coaches, especially the Hornby Pullman coaches, is the longer the rake gets, the more problematic the couplers become. So I'm keen to see how like a magnetic coupling setup with the Hunt couplings, or maybe even my own, is going to improve that. But either way, so we've got 3 coaches, all steel-sided Iona. This one over here is Xena. I'm just going to put the plastic back in. I'll remove the detailing pack as well. And Lucille. Now, as far as I understand, these are all Vosey coaches. So these are the ones that you see running around from London, Victoria to wherever it is the Vosey goes to. And of course the Class 67. We're just going to get rid of the packaging. Now I've already got a couple of 67s, some of them, the earlier versions of the 67, the Rev 1s, you know, they had their issues, so I'm hoping they fixed some of them. So, interesting thing to note is that Hornby's actually changed the PCB board on these things, so it's going to be interesting to crack this open and have a look. Not going to do that in this video, that's just not going to be enough time for that. But you know, Hornby for years have sort of set the benchmark with well-written instructions and nice little details and things like that. So it's nice to see. This is kind of a tradition for Hornby, so I'm happy to see that this is continuing. Always keep your instructions, folks. Even though I've got like 2 67s, always keep the instructions that come with the locomotive. Very important. If you end up reselling these things later on in life, original packaging in good condition is one thing. Packaging protection is another thing. All the accessories is a huge bonus, but also the instructions. If you've got the instructions, I mean, there's original Orient Express train sets going around that Hornby released in 2008-9 that are like 500-600 Australian dollars, which is insane. But you know, the ice cube packaging, it's nice. Again, nice detailing pack. We'll probably detail this one up I typically only run locomotives in one direction, so I'll probably put the dam on the front end of one of the ends of this locomotive and go from there. Alright, so the 67, I love the 67s. I think they're terrific locomotives. Very, very heavy die-cast chassis. To my mind, Hornby's best ever locomotive was the Class 60, period. You can fight me all day long on that, but the Class 60 is still so far ahead of its time, considering what Hornby did with it back in the early days. It's laughable, but you know, they definitely did a good job with this one. So the British Pullman logo, it's nice that the colours actually match. You know, in the olden days when Hornby did these loco packs, sometimes the locomotive colours didn't match, but that's a really nice touch. Really nice livery. I love this livery. Nasty tension lock couplers, so we'll get rid of those and replace them with something better. But otherwise, it's a standard 67 with the DB logo. Nice roof detailing, very nice vent detailing there. Very, very heavy. Die-cast speaker enclosure, light control, pickups on all wheels, all-wheel drive. It's a staple Hornby diesel electric locomotive. Can't go wrong with it. So, you know, this thing cost me 400 Australian dollars, which is about 200 British pounds. I can tell you now that this locomotive individually on its own, the sister locomotive to this, is 280 Australian dollars. About 150, 160 British pounds. Actually, no less, about 130 British pounds. Carriages on their own are about 100 Australian dollars, 120 Australian dollars. That's about 50, 60 British pounds. For what you're getting, this is a really good deal. And it's definitely something, if you wanted to go down that road and get some Pullman coaches for your own layout, it's definitely the nice way to go. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the results. So what I'm going to do, I've already got a rake of 9 Pullmans sitting over on the layout over there. I'm going to add these locos to it, and I'm going to add, these coaches to it and this loco. And we're going to have a nice long rake of Pullmans, which is going to look bloody spectacular. But we'll cut, and we'll show you that in just a sec. Back in a second. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Got to be honest with you, this has probably been one of the hardest videos I've had to make in the last couple of years, because this thing fought me the whole way just through the shoots, and it's all because of these bloody coaches. Now, here's the thing about Hornby Pullman coaches. They look fantastic. They're definitely one of those things that I personally think most layouts should probably aspire to have, because they're a great coach. They're, well, I'd like to say they're well made, but in truth they're not. Partial reason I say this is because the big problem with these coaches is their couplings. And I've got one here to show you. This is actually out of the pack itself. Lovely, lovely, lovely thing. Decoration and the lights look fantastic going around, and these things always look nice. But a lot of the issue starts because of this stupid cam. And I'll just try and get it in there for you. So you can see that as the coach moves, there's this cam that moves with it. Little NEM socket right there. Here's the problem with this thing. It will snag on virtually anything you can get a hand. You can see, like, while there's degrees of movement, it's already snagged. As easy as that. It just snags on everything. It's not a great design, and Hornby obviously has no intention of fixing it or rectifying it, but the problem has always been that this will just derail at any opportunity, because those cams keep snagging on the couplings and they keep snagging on the bogies, so the bogies just have nowhere to go and they just ride up and derail. That being said, if you've got a small consist, maybe 3 of these, they're okay. If you've got a large consist, like what I do with most of my coaches, I consist them together in a series of 8 or 10 coaches, and then the locomotives will just be changed out as I see fit. But yeah, these things are a real pain in the ass. So the coaches, while they're fantastic to look at, performance and reliability wise, they really are just not good. I've got a couple of things that might fix this, but considering that these are Hornby's flagship coaches and their premier brand and whatever else you want to call it, you'd expect a better level of performance, honestly, than what I've been receiving here today. On the flip side of that, the locomotive, Hornby 67, still one of the best locomotives they've made. It's probably not Hornby Class 60 level good, but it's at least an 8 out of 10 locomotive. It's well designed, it's well detailed, heavy. It's got the expansion obviously for the sound at a later date, which, you know, this will fit a 40mm speaker in it, no problem. But a really, really, really good locomotive, and if you've got the opportunity to get your hands on a Hornby 67, there's absolutely no reason you shouldn't be able to just buy it. Okay, it's really good. Overall, I think the train pack, this one was probably a little bit more of an impulse buy. Most of them usually are when it comes to me. But would I recommend it? Yeah, I stress to you that these work fine on level layouts with big ovals and big radiuses. But on a layout like mine, when you can't use tension lock couplers because they just keep coming undone because they've got the change in elevation and whatever else have you, they are crap. But if you've got a nice level table, very, very simple point geometry and very, very big curves, fantastic, they'll work just fine. But, you know, we wish they were better, but this is what we've got to do. So either way, I've got a couple of solutions that may fix this, and that'll be another video in the future, obviously. But I've got to do a bit of R&D on this one, see if I can get them to work to my standard, and I'll definitely share that with you at a later point. So that concludes this one from me. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. As always, all the subscribers, thank you very much for your support. As always, please don't forget to leave a like, share, subscribe. If you got any comments or any ideas of how I might be able to fix this coaching problem, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. So thanks very much, guys. Until the next one, happy model railroading. Cheers.